Good morning. Thank you, Turner and PEDC, for putting us on today and career source. Obviously, apprenticeships is a big word right now around the country. However, it's been around for centuries. And Turner, you mentioned that I have the next 4.5 hours. We'll be going into detail. I always like to say, it's better to show than it is to tell, so let me show you a quick video. Amskills was created as an economic development commission to help people get jobs and also to help manufacturers fill jobs that they need. We focus on 3 key areas: recruit, train, and sustain. We recruit through our high school programs as well as our career discovery boot camps. We train by providing advanced manufacturing training in CNC machining, manual machining, mechatronics, robotics, and other industries. And lastly, we sustain the program by creating apprenticeships as well as coaching for long-term success in their career.
We take people from all walks who may have had some light manufacturing experience or none at all, or just a desire to do more work with their hands. And all the programs that we have, specifically the boot camp, will fast track somebody who's looking to get a career started. And oftentimes they are looking for a job, and when we introduce them to our program in Amskills, the boot camp specifically, and what Amskills has to offer, we help them to change their mindset into just looking for another job. In fact, we talk about breaking the cycle of having a job every 6 months. We're really talking to them about launching a career, and manufacturing has a lot to offer.
We have high school students who are traveling the world working on equipment. We have high school students who are getting their college tuition paid for by local companies. We have homeless vets and homeless moms who have great careers now, making in the $50,000, $60,000 a year range, off to great careers. And we have companies who've been able to expand because we were able to fill their employee needs.
That's actually a preview of that video. It's an overview that we put together. But just real quick, the PowerPoint, about Amskills, a little bit more detail.
Sorry, Tom. Scoot just a little. That's okay.
We were essentially created in 2014 as an economic development initiative by Pasco, Pinellas, and Hernando County, specifically to help the workforce needs in the manufacturing industry. We additionally were considered a county special district, and in 2017 formed a 501c3, and now we're 100% 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is transforming lives and strengthening communities through workforce training and apprenticeships. We believe that, obviously there's many jobs that are out there that we need to fill, and companies are needing those positions. But we're taking the approach that we first focus on the person and helping them to find the right job and the right career path for them that will result in filling the positions that are so desperately needed. As we kind of already mentioned, we focus on 3 areas: recruit, train, and sustain. Our recruitment program includes the high school and our career discovery boot camps. I don't think we talked about pre-apprenticeships, but we also are the first registered pre-apprenticeship in the state, because, and I'll get into a little bit more about what that means. And then we sustain that through apprenticeships and coaching, which is really what we're doing for long-term success. We are heavily involved with Tampa Bay Manufacturing Collaborative, which is made up of more than 20 manufacturers. And since we started our boot camp program, that has resulted in many, many more companies getting involved. So we start first with our high school programs. We are at Northeast High School, and just this last year, we launched the first manufacturing academy in Pasco County Schools at Amskills High School. We started with freshmen only there, and next year we will have sophomores, and then the next year we'll add. So the plan is, of course, to continue to grow that, and that we're in the process now of registering that. So we will be implementing a registered pre-apprenticeship at Amskills High School. So when they come out of high school, they will have at least the pre-apprenticeship portion already completed. The other aspect of our recruitment activity is our career discovery boot camps utilizing our mobile workshop. Often transportation becomes an issue. How do people get to the job, for instance, but also how do they get to training? So we use the mobile workshop that allows us to travel around Tampa Bay region, and we run 2-week boot camps. This is basically our vetting process for potential candidates for hire. We run a 1-day workshop where they build the Eiffel Tower, and during that time, they're working with hand tools, they're working with blueprints, they're working side by side with other manufacturers, and they're being assessed throughout that day. It's also a chance for the candidate to figure out, is this something I want to continue to pursue? From there, they then enter the 2-week boot camp. It is 2 full weeks, 40 hours a week. And during that time, they continue to do mostly hands-on projects. They're working with soldering. Lockheed Martin comes in, they do soldering, they do team projects, they do individual projects. They're working on, again, hand tools. But also, the great thing about this program is at the end of the boot camp, everybody who finishes it is guaranteed job interviews with multiple hiring companies. So we also prepare them for that. They get to go on tours to the camp companies to see what they look like. And then the other companies will come in and do lunch and learn. They get OSHA 10 certified during that process as well. On the day before the final day, we provide to the employers an assessment. You know, how many companies are out there that says, okay, you get their resume and they say they can do all these things, but you don't really have a true assessment. Can they do those things? Can they work with other people? Can they collaborate? Those types of things. So all of those are being assessed during the boot camp process. This is provided to the employer. And then on the final day, they will do the interviews with those employers. It's kind of like a fast track speed dating style process. They go through 6-minute interviews. And then from there, we have a closing ceremonies. They get their certificates in the frames that we made them make themselves. And because we're a nonprofit, we've been fortunate that we also provide them a $200 stipend as a surprise. They're not aware of that. So it's been very successful. From there, the employers then write down who they want to call back for second interviews. And that helps us to determine, again, which are the qualified candidates. We started this program last January in 2020, right before the pandemic. But as a result of the pandemic, we have secured some funding that allowed us to continue to do this to help people get back to work. Manufacturers still are very need of employees. This is all leading to the path to apprenticeships. That's our mission. We are a registered apprenticeship program, and in these areas is competency-based. But what we have found through our experience when we first approach employers about an apprenticeship, the first concern is, I need people. You know, we've got to get people. So what we're doing is using the boot camp as a pipeline to bring in more people and get them to work. When we do secure apprenticeships, the other thing that Susan mentioned is sponsorship. We are the sponsor, so therefore the company doesn't have to go through all the standards. We come in and we provide the sponsorship, we provide the organization and the management of the apprenticeship and related training instruction. But we like to make a big deal out of it. That way it's good for the candidate, the apprentice, as well as the company themselves. Susan talked about that pathway. This is Justin. This is a real life story. He decided he wasn't going to go to college. He wanted to go into an apprenticeship. So had he gone the college route after 18 months, this is where he could have been. Instead, he went the apprenticeship route and straight from our program. And this is after 18 months, he increased his salary to that level. But the point of this is, it's not just a matter of an apprentice. They're not just achieving these things, but they have to get past certain certifications. That's the key to it. These are national certifications. And every time they do that, they get up off and pay it. All of that is spelled out by the employer. The employer gets to designate what that would be. So this is, he is actually now, he's 22, I think, traveling the world, fixing equipment. The last piece is the coaching. This is a critical piece. We feel that we are trying to create long-term and launch careers, not just get them into a position. So the coaching part happens during the boot camp, in the preparation before they'll get ready for their interviews. But then once they finish the boot camp for 90 days, they after the boot camp, they will go through, get coaching. Then as they're an apprentice, they will continue to get that coaching through our other staff. Let me show another quick video about the boot camp.
That's the one.
Our mission is to really help grow manufacturing in the United States, and what's critical to the success of that is having skilled workers who are excited about going into manufacturing. And that's exactly what the Amskills program does.
One of the biggest successes of this particular program is the number of people that have gone through this program and gotten jobs as a result of the program at some of the biggest name companies.
What's nice about our program, we're exposing that new potential employee in a sense where now you actually can see what their capabilities are. Where I think in that resume of people just knocking on the door trying to find a job, these are individuals that are really coming out and saying, hey, we really want to see ourselves doing this, for a long term.
My personal opinion of the staff here at Amskills and how they've helped me is very high. They've not only helped me with the projects, but they help motivate me to be more successful in the industry and in life in general. I'm very grateful for all their help.
It's been a great opportunity. I never knew that there was something out there like this. It's hard to get your foot in the door when you're trying to do something new. So it's awesome that they can provide this opportunity. I think everybody is going for the positive. Everybody's looking to help each other out because, like I said, for your success. Nobody wants to see anybody fail, even if you're having more difficulty. They'll make sure you're up to pace where you feel comfortable.
And so far, I've been very impressed. One thing I've seen is interviewing the candidates that we have interviewed today. Generally, I'm seeing a better caliber compared to if you just do tend to hire. Sometimes it often does.
It's really a great way to find people that are capable, who are looking to work, who are just not quite yet exposed. In addition to that, Amskills is great about doing follow-up training and honing in on more specific skills after, after that just initial exposure to manufacturing.
A lot of times, especially if they're new to an employer, new to a career, they may not know exactly what to do and if they have problems, how to handle things. So I'll help coach them through, their career. And how I do that is I talk to them, like on a 30, 60, 90-day interval, see how they're doing. And then I talk to their direct supervisor to find out. And what we want to do is just talk to both ends of them and both ends and see if there's anything that's going on. What can I do to help them through? We want to make sure that they are successful. We want their employers to be happy, and we want all the employees to be happy as well.
It's exciting to be here today to see the graduates and to see how interested manufacturers are in the skills that they're developing. We know that the number one issue that manufacturers face today in the United States is finding skilled laborers. And the Amskills program is exactly right to help solve that problem.
So I'll just finish up with a video slides, and just to show you the process that we've established. So as we talked about, we want like a chart.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest issue with apprenticeships is you've got to have that pipeline. And a lot of companies we have learned when we first approach them about apprenticeships, there's a lot to it. What does it mean? Those types of things. So first we said, let's first address the problem of finding people, good people, getting them to work. And then from there, we can move them into apprenticeships. And we've been very successful with this program. So how the model works is we do the 2-week boot camp, and then it's taking on average right now about 27 days to get everybody hired. They get Ocean 10 certified during that process. So we're talking adults at this point. I'll talk about the youth program in a moment. So what we're now doing is let's now move them into the upskilling stage. Now they're working, but when they get through the boot camp, they haven't really been trained. A lot of the big concerns we continue to hear is math skills. Many people don't know how to use a measuring tape, these types of things. So let's now, if they're working, let's put them into a pre-apprenticeship. This accomplishes two things. One, it helps the employer to continue to evaluate them that first year that they're working. It helps the candidate who's maybe never been in manufacturing before to figure out, is this what I want to do for for a long-term career? And also it helps them prepare for the apprenticeship. And then finally from there, they can move into the apprenticeship, which can be college apprenticeship as well as a industry-led apprenticeship. And all of these, of course, they get certifications throughout. So the high school model that we've established and hasn't been implemented yet because we just launched this. But so for instance, at Amskills High School, we were in the process of registering that pre-apprenticeship. So the idea will be, let me step back. One of the biggest problems that we have in today's world is our youth and even adults up to 25 have no idea what they want to do. They don't get the chance to explore. So we feel that's what we do in the boot camp model that we have, but also in the high school. We're designing the program to let them explore different careers in manufacturing. How do you know if you want to be a machinist or if you want to be a service technician if you have no idea what it is? So we're designing the high school pre-apprenticeship to allow them to explore, get certifications and all of those things through the pre-apprenticeship. And then our plan is they come out of high school, they graduate, and let's put them in a boot camp. That's the way we can test them and we can literally put them in front of employers. And again, go through that same process. However, they may take they have two pathways. One is the college apprenticeship model. I just explained Justin where he went directly through this, the industry one. How the college model works is we have a candidate or a high school student, Pasco County student at Sun Lake. He knew he wanted to become a mechanical engineer. He thought, I'm going to graduate high school and go to the University of Central Florida and go 4 years there. We talked to him and his parents. We said, why don't you go to Pasco Hernando State College, get your 2-year degree. We got him a job at a local manufacturer during that time. He came to our Saturday mechatronics program, went 2 years, finished it, and now that company is paying for his last 2 years of college at UCF. When he's done with that, he'll transfer back to that company and become a mechanical engineer. So that's how that model can work, and it's a great opportunity for it.